Okay, Connor, I want to talk about something early in our swing, and I know that we've talked about it before, but I wanted to point it out here. Let me use the arrow tool. Okay, so as we are going into our hip load, take a look at our back knee, and you can see as we are getting into hip load, what we're really doing is we're not loading our hip, we're loading our leg. So as you watch here, you get really stacked up onto your back leg and you're sitting into your back leg. And as you watch your knee, watch how it goes back here. You can even see your foot starting to turn back. So as soon as we get into there, we're pretty much done. And what I mean by pretty much done is our kinetic chain isn't set and it's going to lead to future problems. So what we're doing is you're not loading your back hip, you're loading into your back leg. You can see how you're getting into right here instead of getting into right here. And so I put even on this page all of the examples of the major leaguers and how they are loading their back hip and how they are maintaining that back hip load as they get off of their backside and into their front side. So as we make this move here, now we're going to see our front hip climb. We're going to come up, and as we get down, we're not really getting off of our back leg. What we're going to do is start to turn here before our toe even gets in the ground, right? Additionally, this is just something to practice on your own, you're always going to be long to the ball because the bat's so far behind your head. We talk about being up at more of a 45-degree angle. That's something else that you can work on your own. But the big thing is to work on this movement here so that we are, and just watch all of those major league samples, we're rocking into hip load, meaning we're making a negative movement back to get into hip load, rather than seeing this and the sitting action down here into our back leg. Again, you can see your back knee come up, we're down, we're rotating prematurely. Now as our heel gets into the ground, we're just getting that back knee rotation here. We're set to be around, and since we're not getting that hip drive going forward, you can watch your hands here. You can see how they've already come forward and already come disconnected. We watched the sample with Matt Delvo about how, that's the one that I posted on Twitter last Saturday, about how his hands come straight out because you get the movement off early and aren't getting the hip drive but are just getting the back knee spin. Your arms come ahead of time, so your hand path is going to be like here to there rather than that straight out of the slot. You can see right here how disconnected you are from your back shoulder, and it ends up, we're usually late to the ball, right? It's really hard to hit the ball in, and we can't get that extension. So the big thing to work on moving forward, and again, I would recommend, just through a lot of dry reps of where I get the bat, it's got to be shoot. It's got to be on more of a 45 instead of back there. But what we need to do is as we get our negative move there, we've got to get into our back hip and not into our back leg, because as soon as we get that, we're guaranteed to get that move there. And as soon as we get that move there, we're pretty much guaranteed that we're going to be late and around with our swing.